Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello, my name is Fatima Azahra. My student's number is 222-122-099, and I'm from class C. So today, I would like to give a presentation about my book review. Okay, next is Identity Book. So here, let me show you the cover of this book. So in the left side is the new cover from this book, and the right side is the first edition from this book. The first cover from this book, I mean. This cover is in year 1873. So the title from this book is Around the World in 80 Days. Okay, next. The author is Jules Verne. The number ISBN is 9786020632681. And the original title from this book is from French language. So actually, it's really hard for me to say the title because I have to practice how to pronounce it in French, but it's a little bit hard. So I just like want to read how the real word. So the original title from this book is from the French language, Lettre du Monde and Quatre Fixes Jours. Okay, next. Country is French. The first language from this book is French, but the language version that I read is English. So the translator is George M. Toll. And this book have page 296. Next, the genre is adventure novel, and the publisher is Litham's as a serial, and Pierre Jules Hazel book form. So the first issue that from this story is 22nd of December 1872, and the publication date from this book is 13th of January 1873. Let me show you here. So the published in English in the same year as the publication date. Next, the summary. The summary from this story is begin with the main character from this story. He is Phileas Fogg. He is an Englishman who bet 20,000 pounds with his friends at Reform Club that he can circumnavigate the world in 80 days. Eventually, he and his servant, a Frenchman named Jean Passepartout, set out. On the other hand, a detective named Fix suspects Fogg as a thief in a bank. He suspects Fogg based on the description he can fit him with. Since he hadn't been able to get a warrant in time, he finally boarded a ship to travel the world. And when they arriving in India, they rescued a woman named Auda from murder. The trip was fraught in many obstacles and problems, but they finally got by on time and had misunderstood between Fix that the bank thief had actually been caught, and Fogg won his bet and got married with Auda and lived happily ever after. Next is impression after reading. So the first is the story. It is so thrilling and it has an interesting story that might make people wonder how he made it around the world in 80 days. Next, the term of writing is good enough, but I think the vocabulary selection used by the writer is heavy enough for beginners like me to comprehend each sentence instantly. Next, the editing scale. Probably for more exciting, better to add some images of each adventure because as we can see, this book just contain with full of word. Okay, but I thought if the writer or the author can add some images from describing the condition in this adventure, it will be more exciting for the readers. So next and last, I mean, some lesson I learned from this story are to never give up and have to be brave enough to try to take a step forward and take responsibility for what we have started, because fortune favors the brave. Okay, next. I'm sorry. Okay, reception analysis. So here I choose dominant. Yeah, I totally agree with the idea from the story, because I thought the writer is very extraordinary mind, because in this story it describes every time in detail with all its calculations, the name of the country they had been and would have been in, and also the vehicle they had been traveling on. And it filled me with so much wonder at the writer describing every travel route. So the next slide, I will show you the map of the journey. I thought the writer is very detailed for make this story. As you can see here, it's really complete, perfect, because the writer show every country was through by the folk and his servant, and then the writer put every vehicle the character used in this journey and how many days they need in that journey. It's really detailed, and the writer give us the picture of the map and show the route of the journey in the map around the world. I mean, it's very perfectly, and so I totally agree with the idea from the writer. Okay. Okay, it's all from me. Thank you for your attention. Sorry if I have some mistake. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.